The origins of the bunny girl costume date back to the iconic Playboy bunny, a costume developed by the aforementioned Playboy enterprise for women to wear at their clubs and has since become a worldwide icon of sex appeal and seduction, eventually weaving its way to Japan, where it found a new surge of popularity rising in prominence in Japanese media, especially in the form of anime and manga. And through this comes one of the hottest shows this season, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, a show which has absolutely nothing to do with bunny girls, rendering this entire opening paragraph fucking useless. You had one fucking job, title! Bunny Girl Senpai is one of my favourite anime airing right now. That is no small feat in a season more stacked than the 13-level card tower being built, so I just wanted to talk about it for a bit, alright? Because there wasn't anything more misleading than a title and a poster that implied this was going to be some kind of generic light novel fan service rom-com. Hey look, we've got bunny girls this time! You're stupid enough to watch this because it has bunny girls in it? Which I was. Only to be hit by one of the most touching, addicting, and well-written character dramas I've seen all year, dealing with the social pressures and psychology surrounding our adolescence and growing up. So today I just wanted to show some love, you know, just shed a bit of light for any of you who may have overlooked this thanks to the title and the poster, and of course answer the pressing question on everyone's mind. Why is it called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai? I don't fucking no. Rabbit Grill Senpai was made by Studio Cloverworks, which is actually an offshoot of A1 Pictures, who, if you didn't know, is the powerhouse studio that made super popular anime like Zeta Yareru Gris Shinwa in 2008. That's it. That's all they've done. There's literally nothing else noteworthy to talk about, so I don't think we're going to find any more clues here. It details the stoic adventures of smart-ass prick Sakata as he encounters different girls afflicted by this phenomenon known as puberty syndrome. What is this mysterious puberty syndrome? Well, in the plot synopsis, it's described as abnormal experiences rumored on the internet to be caused by sensitivity and instability during adolescence. Yeah, I know. What, you mean like balls dropping, body hair growing, period starting? Dr. Google, I wonder if there's already a name for all these symptoms that exist that this show might be Are you fucking kidding me? What the show doesn't adequately express in its title or plot synopsis is what puberty syndrome actually is, though even if you watch the show, it isn't that simple to describe either. The syndrome is basically some kind of supernatural phenomenon that is essentially a manifestation of a problem someone is going through. For example, you can have cuts suddenly appearing on a teenage girl who's getting cyberbullied, or a local celebrity literally disappearing from everyone's perception due to her internal conflict of wanting to be in the public eye. And so, what the series is about is following our main lead as he helps various characters through their personal problems and thus overcoming the puberty syndrome that has affected them. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay? Oh, a guy going around solving different supernatural phenomenon afflicting girls in an arc format complete with witty dialogue? What is this, the new season of Monogatari without the head tilts? Fuck, what does that make the watch order now? Baki Monogatari, then Nisei Monogatari, then you got this new season, Normie Monogatari. While there is that reminiscent feel to a lot of these other well-known light novel adaptations, namely the Monogatari franchise, Origaru, and maybe even a slight dash of Haruhi, I do feel the comparisons stop past the surface level and Bunny Girl is really able to carve out his own identity. Sakata and Hachiman may give off similar vibes, both being loners with a similar life outlook, but the reasoning behind their character traits are entirely different. Sakata is more about purposely ignoring the social norms. He reads the atmosphere and chooses to go against it, and is very different from Hachiman's pessimistic narcissism. As for the Monogatari girls, they were meant to be a play on the cliched anime character archetypes, subverting our expectations of these traits we are used to and building them up to be characters with far greater depth than we would usually see. And because of this, the aberrations are nothing like the adolescent syndrome because the reasoning characters are affected by the syndrome is totally different. You have characters which on the surface are dealing with issues and insecurities a lot of us face or may have faced during adolescence and puberty. Characters you may start off having a distaste for eventually become likable when you find out what experiences in their lives made them this way, because even if you can't personally relate to them, you at least come to understand them. What the adolescent syndrome does is it ups the stakes. It forces these characters to confront their deepest fears and flaws in a short period of time, and what this meant for me is that I got incredibly invested incredibly fast. Every character gets developed through the course of their arc that is quick but feels natural thanks to the situation they've been put in. By the end of episode 3, you've already been on this emotional journey and you think to yourself, wow, that could have been the series climax right there. And then you slowly realize that holy shit, you're only 3 fucking episodes in. Every character has something different to say and the adolescent syndrome also manifests in some crazy but interesting ways. There's even an arc where the main character has to live through a constant time loop of being woken up by his little sister, which, you know, didn't trigger any PTSD from myself or anything. I can't do this a second time! But we're forgetting the real reason adolescent syndrome is different from other supernatural phenomenon in anime, you see, because at least Bunny Girl Senpai actually explains its phenomenon. See, there's bound to be people confused as to what adolescent syndrome actually is, but actually the show takes this into account. So it makes these phenomenon easier to understand for the average person by describing it using theories of quantum mechanics. Let me just say that last sentence again. Bullshit explanations of quantum mechanics aside, another thing that absolutely stands out is the chemistry between the characters and the dialogue. Aside from the format of the show solving supernatural phenomenon in each arc, I feel this is where most people got the Monogatari vibes from, and I use that as a compliment. The writing is incredibly witty and makes simple exchanges between characters incredibly engaging, especially between our main duo. Instead of just having one sarcastic git, everyone's a smartass, and everyone's trying to constantly get the conversational high ground, so the dialogue feels less like an exchange of words and more like a boxing match of wits, and this makes the conversation about the most mundane of topics so addicting to watch. I never once got bored just watching people bullshit with each other, though I'm not sure how healthy it is to admire this dialogue. I mean, I couldn't help but get charmed by Sakuta's deadpan straightforwardness of just saying whatever's on his mind, but you get to a point where you're watching him saying the most grossly inappropriate shit, which in normal social situations you should never say out loud, but in your mind you're like, same. Though I am missing the number one reason why anyone would want to watch this show, and of course that is the fucking waifus, baby! It is rare you get to see a show with so many A-tier waifus to pick from. I mean, help a guy out here, Bunny Girl Senpai. There are only so many smiles I can protect. So many times my heart can skip a beat. So many doujinshis that I can read. No way, that last line's an absolute lie. You see, with a cast as likable as this, you get to choose between a variety of so many amazing girls. And Kaide. You've got Koga, you've got Futaba in two lovely flavors. You've got someone who's done nothing but watch Eromanga Sensei her entire life. And then you've got the latest edition. Mizumoto! Yet through all this, there's one that stands head and shoulders above the rest, and that is of course our main girl, baby Gahara herself, Mai Sakurajima, who just has the perfect mix of dry wit, a strong but tender heart, a blush worth dying for, and providing you with unexpected moments of cuteness with just a light sprinkle of sin here and there. If waifuism was an art, she'd be the Sistine fucking Chapel of waifus. But, you know, instead of leaving you in awe, she'd just make you melt into a ball of pink fluff. Oh. We're losing him! We're losing! He's dying! And that is basically Bunny Girl Senpai, the anime that has nothing to do with bunny girls. Aside from, like, 2 scenes. All in all, I have to say that Bunny Girl Senpai has been absolutely incredible so far. When I just started watching it, it was hard for me to pinpoint exactly why I connected with the show so quickly, and while I could dive deeper into the overall meaning of adolescent syndrome as a concept, at its core, I don't think it was that complicated for me. You take out the strange supernatural phenomenon, you take out the BS quantum mechanics or the influences it borrows from, and what you are left with is very human characters coming to terms with their problems. Problems many of us could have faced during our time in high schools as teenagers. There doesn't always need to be a supernatural force to manifest our deepest flaws and insecurities that are ever so present in this digitally connected era. Cyberbullying, the fear of being judged by our social norms, our online perception versus our actual perceptions, and just coming to accept parts of us that we hate. Many may write off the difficulties we face in high school as dumb teenage angst, but that isn't always the case. Some of these issues follow us into adulthood. Some of us still wear those same insecurities we gained during that time every day of our lives. They didn't just magically disappear when we got older, and it's our experiences when growing up that dictate how we approach these problems as adults. Bunny Girl Senpai manages to capture this sentiment in in a wholly unique way. It shows us what would have happened if someone was there to help us tackle these trials head on when we were younger, written with the kind of dry chemistry you rarely get to see. Whether you watch it for the various problems, the addicting dialogue, the lovable cast, or Mai in the odd bunny girl outfit, you'd be doing yourself a disservice by missing this show, because at the end of the day, Rascal may not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, but dear lord, I fucking do. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much this month to Joseph Warren, Supreme Saiyan, Sundown Fun, Sisters10086, Elifal, and everyone else on my Patreon for helping to support me for this month and making this video possible. I know it's been a while since my last upload, but a lot of that has been preparation for this month. I've got a lot of videos planned this month, plus the end of year review as well, so it's going to be a pretty fucking busy month for me. Last year I only had one day off the entire month, and that was Christmas Day, so I'm hoping it's not going to be a repeat of that this year. Anyway though, that's it from me. Hope you haven't missed me too much. I've been Gigguk, and until then, I will see you all next time. Shut the